We are here at our Fort Lauderdale Mastermind. I am with
Conrad.
So I gotta tell you, this guy, 9 months ago?
Yeah, last August.
Yeah, so last year, around the summertime, this guy comes aboard, wants to obviously get into the business. Now, I met him at our mastermind in Orlando last year, and what happened was, at that event, he goes, yeah, man, I started, and in 3 weeks, I made a profit. And I'm like, nice, that's amazing. What did you do? And he goes, I just did what you told me to do.
Yeah.
He goes, I watched your videos, and I put everything next to it, and I literally just did exactly what you told me to do, and boom, started working right away. And we did an interview there, a little video with Zach, and kind of just told this quick story. And here we are now, 8 months later, and all he says is, I want to provide value. And he's been helping a lot of people, as part of our community with different things that he's been doing. And so we're at this event. He actually spoke yesterday for an hour and a half or so. So in your point of view, what's been the most valuable thing for you to get to this point? Because I do have to say, very few people have the type of success he has so fast. And the way I look at it, the reason why I think it is because, number one, you implement everything, you absorb it.
You gotta be willing to learn.
Yeah, and he can, he teaches himself. He keeps moving forward, right? He hits a road bump. Sure, if he has questions, whatever. But he he never stops. And he's just like, I know the success there keeps going. But for you, what's been the most valuable thing in everything that you've done? Because I know you said you tried other things, they didn't work, etc. But what is it to you?
Most valuable thing? It would just have to be persistence. I've done many different programs, right? And you try it doesn't work, you try something else, right? The idea is you try, it doesn't work, you don't quit. You try something else and you keep trying until you find what works. At the end of the day, persistence just means you keep at it until you get the result that you want. It might not be with the idea that you have, but as long as you keep trying with whatever it is, you're gonna find what you're looking for. And for me, it just ended up being that my persistence led to success with what Phil taught me. I just, at a point that I didn't give up, and I was at the final stretch, back against the wall, and I was like, either go all in or go home, and I did that with Phil's program, and that's what worked for me.
So it's funny, so he kind of took the same path that I took when I first started this business, where I kind of started doing this loan broker stuff, business loan brokering. I was like, okay, this is interesting, but I really gravitated towards the lead generation side, and that's what you've been doing.
By accident, though.
That's usually how it works. So I do a lot of Facebook, and then he turned around and started doing Google.
Yeah.
Right? So recently, because he's been so successful on Google, I actually said, hey, why don't you start running ads for me on Google? So it's funny because, we all just tap into each other as much as we possibly can and learn from each other. But how much are you spending right now on Google ads?
Right now in Google ads, I'm doing $11,500 a month.
All right, so you spend $11,500 a month. And the strategy is, which I tell everyone to do, monetize all your leads.
Everything.
Right? So you have your premium business loan leads, right? The companies that can actually get funding, which is going to always be a small percentage. And then, but you have to monetize all those other leads, and that's what people don't do. And that's the secret sauce. Yeah. And how long, when you first started running ads, how long did it take you to make that first dollar outside of lending?
So when I actually first started, I was obviously a little skeptical. I was like, who the hell is this guy talking to me about making all this money? So I had no idea. So I actually used my mom as a guinea pig. She doesn't know this, but I sent her very first day. I saw this video with Phil. It talked about NAV impact, and I sent my mom my NAV link. She signed up, and I made $8. I wasn't even running ads, and she signed up. I made $8, and I knew from that point, this is a model that could work. And I started pushing traffic. That very same day I was breaking even. After 3 weeks, I made a profit.
Yeah, that's great. At the end of the day, how much time do you put into, I'm sure you put more effort into research and teaching yourself new stuff. But if you didn't have to do anything, let's say you're on vacation, you're on an island somewhere, How much time do you really have to put into your business right now just to maintain it?
So when I first started, obviously I was working like 10, 15, 20 hours a day just really to learn as much as I could. Right, like really like no sleep, just head down, learned as much as I could and applied as much as I could. But like right now, my laptop's been closed for 2 days, 3 days. I haven't even opened it, and I'm still making money from what I learned. So it really is something you can learn to automate. You can maximize it. At the end of the day, all I really need to do is go in, I look at the profits I've made, and I reinvest it back into my campaigns.
Yeah. So
you know, it sounds kind of like fake to say, but like literally 6 months ago, I didn't believe this could happen, and now I'm looking at it in front of my eyes, and it's a reality. It's like surreal.
Well, now you see it. So you
Now
know,
I see it. Yeah.
It's like if you wanted to get into any industry, let's say you wanted to build a house, and you're like, all right, how am I going to build this mansion? But you know, when you start building, you know, the foundation, then you see a wall go up. You're like, okay, I can now visualize it, see it. Now I know how to do the second floor, the third floor. So now you know how to keep building and building. Like, all right, cool. I made a couple bucks here, made a couple bucks there.
Exactly.
You went from $5 ad spend, you know, a day to
Almost 400 now.
Yeah, it's $400 a day, right? And that's really what I did when I first started. 10, 20 bucks a day. You know, and now I think overall I probably spent like $5 million in ad spend at this point in time. So, but that's it, right? That's what it's all about. You start small, you work your way up, and obviously you put yourself around people that have already carved the path, right? So you're just following along, and I mean, you really can't beat it. You know, as long as
persistence. You know, persistence.
Yeah,
Don't just start and then give up. Start and then learn and then continue it and apply it. Keep asking questions.
Yeah, so many people give up. I mean, even Brett behind the camera has seen it already.
Yes, sir.
People just quit and they just disappear.
It's shocking, really.
It really is.
It gets stressful, you know, and they're used to their 9 to 5. They're used to what they're doing now. They're comfortable. Like, look, I'm not gonna go out on a limb and risk this for something that I can't see or can't do. So they give up, you know, and they go back to their comfort that they're used to. But in reality, you know, it's out there and it's real. You can absolutely do it.
You have to get out of your comfort zone. You know.
It's something new. You're doing something new.
Yeah, and you just have to be willing to put the work in, you know. And that's why coming to the event. So you know, this is your second event.
It's my second.
The first one he came to obviously as being a part of the community that we're building here. This one he actually came to speak. You know, he spoke yesterday, went over a lot of the stuff that he's doing. So, what your obviously people came up to you, talked to you, they were asking you questions. What was the feedback you were getting from people here?
I mean, the feedback I was getting from some people here, some of them are a little confused. It's their first time, they just joined, but a lot of them found it to be very valuable and, you know, kind of just flip the tables around. You know, they were focused on one main thing, which was business loans, when in reality you should be focusing on the whole part of your business. And when that kind of clicked in their head, it was like a little light bulb going off. Like, oh, damn, I have 97% of my leads, essentially 100% of your leads that you can monetize on the back end while you're closing business loans, you know, and that just helps you turn that into a pure profit at the end of the day.
Yeah, and so it's funny when it comes to that side of it. That's the thing. I've dealt with so many loan brokers and lenders over the years by selling them leads, and I would tell people all the time, you guys need to start monetizing all your leads, and it never really clicked even for people in the business. So it's not something that's just natural for people to think. They just want to do what they do. I do loans, I just want to close deals, right? That's it. And they don't really go into all this other stuff and think that way. But once you start understanding and thinking about it, it's like, now I get it. Because even when I started doing lead gen, the first time I wasn't selling all my leads, I was just selling the ones that get funded, and I was in. I left all these leads on the table, and it took me about almost a year to start realizing myself, like, oh crap. So if I was able to, you know, talk to somebody like myself and go to an event like this and learn everything like that, I would have made so much more money.
Yeah.
Because my first full year of a lead gen, I did 1.57 million in revenue, and that was just selling my premium leads. If I was selling the other 90% of my leads, holy crap, I would have made so much more. And Zach says the same thing. He's like, wow, he goes, if I could do something like this myself this entire time, when I first got started, I would be so much further. I wouldn't have lost so much money testing and making mistakes. So anyway, so
Yeah.
hopefully you get some more events.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Be
Hopefully
fun.
that'd be
We'll
fun.
see.
I'd love to join in and help out.
We'll see if his girlfriend allows him to come to Vegas.
Probably not. I'm gonna have to ask her for that one to
Yeah.
get dinner or something.
Just tell you
We'll
want
figure it
Nevada.
out.
You're gonna
I'll
need
just
way
say
more than
Vegas.
dinner.
Yeah.
But you can bring her.
Yeah, she's cool about that. We'll probably have
Bring
a
her.
good time.
She's old enough.
But yeah, you know, like, well, one thing I do want to say is like, you know, you can pay for a lot of things, but at the end of the day, you can't put a value or a price on experience and knowledge. You can't put a value on knowledge. At the end of the day, Phil taught me something that ended up allowing me to learn so much more valuable information that I could quickly and readily apply to my business to make money. You know, you can't really put a price on that. And at the end of the day, that's really what this whole experience is
Yeah.
about.
If you just do the work,
Just gotta do the work.
just gotta do the work.
I had a mentor, and the first thing he told me was, "You're not gonna learn to make $1 million from someone making 150,000." You know,
yeah.
and I look at Phil's work ethic, you know, and you look at the reality he's created for himself. I'm like, damn, this guy works until 3 o'clock in the morning, all day, events all the time, webinars all the time. You know, he actually inspired me to get online and do videos. I was kind of nervous to do that. I was like, I'm not gonna go outside and show my face to the public and stuff. I like to stay private. He's like, look, if you want to stay private, you stay private, but you go public and you make a lot more of an impact. You can really reach across. You know, you're following. You know, I set a goal for myself, and Phil's helping me get there. And he's like a pillar there. You can see it, and you can visualize it in front of you. So being around him is valuable in itself.
Yeah. All right, cool, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man.
See you guys at the next event. Any last words?
Yeah, definitely. See you guys at the next event. You guys got to make it out here. You guys are it's gonna help change your life. Definitely
All right, cool.
results to be made.
All right.